southern part of the city, we find the wicked professor and his assistant plotting horrific destruction.
Barlock, you are certain the test will still take place tomorrow?
Yes, at 3 o'clock. The War Department can't wait. They're convinced the torpedo will render any nation possessing it invincible. The High Command of the Army, Navy, and the Air Force will all be there.
The President, too?
Of course, the President and his entire cabinet have been invited to the festivities.
Then, I hope they enjoy their little party before I blow them all off the face of the map. Barlock, be sure you make a final inspection before the ceremony.
Don't worry, everything will go off like clockwork. But afterwards, Professor, what happens afterwards?
Quite simple. With all the guiding brains of the country blown to smithereens, there'll be massive chaos and confusion. Markets will tumble. Police forces will be in disarray. And then I'll step in to take over. There are only two things that bother me a little bit. Lieutenant Wilson, for one.
Wilson? Did he really discover the secret trick of the steering mechanism?
Yes, clever lad. He knows entirely too much.
Shouldn't you have disposed of him then?
Not really. It might arouse suspicion. Besides, I have him under hypnotic control. By the time I release him, it will be too late.
What is the other thing that worries you, Professor?
Only a shadow, Barloff, only a shadow. But I'm not quite sure of the extent of its power.
A shadow?
Don't worry. I think I can take care of it. Wait. I thought I heard footsteps outside in the hall. Go and look.
No one here. The hall is empty.
Must be my nerves. I'll be glad when this is all over. Fortunately, our escape route is all planned out. The freighter will be waiting for us at the South Pier. But go now, Barloff, and success to you.
Good night.
I'm tired. The shadow. Well, if I can't exert my will over a shadow, then I deserve to lose. Not that I have ever lost.
Good evening, Professor Archelaus.
The shadow. You have come after all.
I have. Now tell me, Professor, why you hold young Wilson under a hypnotic state.
I don't know what you are talking about.
Do you not? Well, but now I have something of interest to tell you.
And that is?
Wilson knows something about you, Professor, and I'm going to find out what it is.
Try your best, my invincible friend. Try your best. No one can break my hold.
We shall see, Professor. We shall see. And now, good night.
The following day, Lamont Cranston and Margot Lane pay a visit to General Leavitt on behalf of Lieutenant Wilson.
I'm sorry, Cranston and Miss Lane. I have my hands full with the demonstration of the flying torpedo today. I just don't know what I can do for your young friend.
General, I'm afraid there may be some heinous plot at the bottom of this.
John isn't acting like himself. I've known him since he was a boy. It's as if he's been put under some powerful hypnotic spell.
And he might know something about this flying torpedo that you ought to know, General.
I'm sorry, but I haven't got time to listen to this. I know you're trying to do what you think is right, but you're letting your imaginations run away with you. Both of you. Now, if you don't mind, I must get ready to leave for the capital.
But General, if you'd only listen for a moment.
Perhaps later. I'm behind schedule as it is.
Oh, very well. Just do me one favor then. It might prove something to you.
Fine, what is it?
Suggest to Professor Archiles that he be present with the other official visitors at the proving grounds when the demonstration starts.
Well, of course he'll be there. Why wouldn't he be?
I wonder, but unless I'm very much mistaken, General, Archiles has made arrangements to be far, far away from the scene of his supposed triumph.
Cranston, just what is it you're hinting at?
Excuse me, sir. There are two men here to see you, sir. Professor Archiles and another gentleman.
All right, show them in.
General Lovett will see you now.
Thank you. I am sorry to interrupt, General.
That's all right. This is Mr. Cranston and Miss Lane, Professor Archiles and Mr. Barlow.
How do you do?
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to the General alone.
Not at all. I'm sure you have weighty matters to discuss. Let's go, Margot. Good day, gentlemen.
Good day.
Goodbye. Oh, orderly,
Yes, General Lovett?
take my luggage down to the station. The next train for Washington leaves in an hour. I close the office up and meet you at the station.
Yes, sir.
Well, gentlemen, what can I do for you?
Barlow here has just returned from the proving grounds, General. He supervised the loading of the torpedo early this morning.
Excellent, excellent. Everything all right, I hope?
Perfect. But your Army mechanics insisted they want to handle the torpedo by themselves. So they'll leave it up to them. Of course, they'll be anxious to know how it all came out.
You're not going to be at the demonstration, Professor?
I fear not. An important engagement elsewhere prevents my attendance.
Yes, but I don't see how anything could be more important to you than seeing your own invention demonstrated before the highest officials in our government.
I admit I am terribly disappointed. However, I've left instructions for a telephone message to be sent to me at my hotel the minute the demonstration is over.
Professor, I'm not sure this test should be made without your being there.
Well, I'm afraid I can't be there.
Suppose I order you to go.
Oh no, that's impossible.
Impossible? Why so, Mr. Barlow?
You must excuse Barlow, General. He'll be going with me.
Look here, Professor Archiles. Why don't you want to go to the proving grounds for this test?
I've already told you that I have...
No, this stalling and hedging is highly suspicious. I'm afraid you'll have to go whether you want to or not.
Put that phone down.
Barlow, be quiet.
You can't give me orders in my own...
You hit him too hard, Barlow. His head is bleeding.
He struck the desk when he fell.
Drag him in this closet and bar the door.
He knows something, Professor.
Or suspect something. But how? I wonder if Wilson talked.
But you said he was still under your control.
So I thought, perhaps it would be better if Wilson meets an untimely demise.
You want me to take care of him?
No, I'll merely suggest that he kill himself. Now, Barlow, if you'll tie up the general...
Professor, look at him.
What?
General Levitt is dead.